still standing. The alarm clock screams at 5 a.m., same as it did when I was 22. Back then, I thought by now I'd be somewhere other than here, but life had different plans, and plans don't care much what you think they ought to do. My joints protest the cold tile floor. My back remembers every year I've bent to lift, to carry, to provide, to build. This body is a ledger of the rent I've paid in sweat for every dollar spent. I make the coffee strong and black, the way my father used to take his own. He worked until the day he died, and here I am, still grinding to the bone, wondering when I'll ever truly own a moment's peace, a chance to rest, a promise kept that everything's all right. But promises are hard to keep when prices climb faster than my paycheck might, and retirement's a luxury, not a right. They tell me I should be relaxed by now, enjoying golden years they advertise with couples walking beaches, holding hands while I'm still punching clocks beneath fluorescent skies, watching my reflection age before my eyes. The grocery store becomes a mathematics test, calculating, substituting, stretching thin. Generic brands instead of names I knew. I remember when a dollar felt like more. Back then, I thought I'd never have to choose again between the medicine or fixing the car, between the heating bill or something warm to eat. I thought I'd built a buffer, saved enough, but inflation is a thief who can't be beat, who steals the solid ground beneath your feet. My son avoids my eyes when we discuss the loan I couldn't help him with last spring. My daughter sighs when I can't babysit because I've got another shift, another thing that keeps me working while my body's giving out, piece by piece, day after day. The grandkids wonder why I'm always tired, why Grandpa never comes around to play, why I can't take them places, why I stay behind when everyone else goes out to celebrate. They don't see failure written on my face, but I can feel it in their careful words, the way they've stopped asking me for advice, the way my opinions go increasingly unheard, as if my struggles make my wisdom less preferred. I see it in my grandson's teenage eyes, that look that says I don't understand, that I'm old-fashioned, out of touch, behind. He doesn't know I'm working with my hands to keep him fed, to give him a fighting chance to stand on firmer ground than what I've found. But how do I explain that I'm not weak, just weathered by a storm that won't let up? That strength isn't silence and it isn't meek. It's showing up each day when your bones creak. I wanted to be the pillar, strong and sure, the grandfather who had it figured out, who'd lived enough to make it look easy, who never wavered, never filled with doubt, who knew exactly what life was about. Instead, I'm this, still learning, still afraid, still working jobs that younger men could do, still wondering if I've done enough, still trying to prove my worth is still true, still hoping that my family sees it too. The television talks of economic growth, of opportunities and record gains, while I'm deciding which bill to pay late, which creditor to dodge, which to explain that I'll catch up, I promise, once again. I've worked for 47 years straight through, missed birthdays, holidays, and my son's games, been loyal to companies that downsized me, played by the rules that someone rearranged, and still, somehow, nothing's really changed. They say we're living in the greatest nation, but greatness doesn't trickle down to me. It sits in boardrooms, penthouses, and banks, while I'm calculating desperately if I can stretch my paycheck one more week. My wife, God bless her, doesn't complain, though I can see the worry in her face. She stretches meals, she mends instead of buying new. She's turned our home into a saving grace. But even grace grows tired in this place. We used to dream of traveling someday, of seeing all the places on our list, of waking up without the weight of bills, of mornings spent in leisure, not dismissed before they start because our work shift insists. But here's the truth they never seem to tell. You can do everything you're supposed to do. Work hard, save money, raise your children right, stay faithful, honest, loyal, and still find you were never playing a game you could win through. The system isn't built for men like me, who started with nothing and played it straight, who believed that effort equaled reward, who trusted that if we could just wait, our time would come before it was too late. But I'm still waiting, and the clock ticks on, and my body's warranty has expired. The mirror shows a man I recognize but barely know, weathered, worn, and tired, yet somehow still standing, still not retired. And maybe that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm still here, still fighting, still alive, still showing up despite the aching bones, still finding ways to help my family survive, still refusing to give up or not arrive. Because failure isn't working at 73. Failure isn't struggling to get by. Failure is quitting when your family needs you. It's giving up. It's believing the lie that your worth is measured by how much you buy. I may not have the savings I had planned, or the retirement that I dreamed I'd see, but I have calloused hands that still can work, a mind that still solves problems creatively, and love for my family that won't decrease. So, when my grandson looks at me with pity, or my daughter sounds frustrated on the phone, I want them all to know that I'm not broken, just bent by winds they haven't fully known. And bending is how you survive the storm. One day they'll understand what I was doing, when they have families of their own to feed, when the economy doesn't make sense to them either, when they're planting without seeing seeds grow fast enough to meet their urgent needs. They'll remember that their grandfather kept going, that he never let them see him fully break, that he showed up day after day, year after year, that he carried weight for the family's sake, that love is action, not the words we make. I am not a failure. I refuse the term. I am a man who's doing what he must, who's fighting systems rigged against his kind, who's learned that life won't always be just, but family is the thing that we can trust. So I'll wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m., make my coffee, lace my boots up tight, and head out to another day of work, not because I'm broken, but because I might still be the thing that helps my family see the light. And that, perhaps, is victory enough.